stuck in this cycle, and there's no way to get out. I see it all around me. It's from the earth that is proud, but I rebel. Oh, I resist.
That's right, you are back for another episode of The Iron Files. I'm here with my man Jay. Go ahead, say something to the people, man.
What's good, y'all? What's happening?
Yes, sir.
It's the kid, J-Man6. And we live.
We live.
Oh,
We
good.
here. Yes, sir. We are here. If you notice, it's a little bit different.
You know
We ain't
what
got
I'm
that
saying?
sunlight gleaming on
Dog.
us. You know,
Something about that natural sunlight just do something to the skin, dog.
Yeah, that natural sunlight hit different, man.
Yes,
but
sir.
man, we gotta get it in. We got a busy Saturday tomorrow, so it's Friday night, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what we say, man? No excuses.
Yeah,
If we believe in it,
adjustments.
man, we're gonna do everything that we need to do
Yes, sir.
to get it done. So
Yes,
we
sir.
are here
Yes,
on a
sir.
Friday
Yes, sir.
night. On a Friday night, man, I can't wait to get into this, bro. I promise you,
Yes, sir.
this is gonna be a good one.
Yes,
It's
sir.
somewhat an extension of what we were talking about last week.
Which was an extension of the week before.
The week before. So first we talked about making the decision,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then we talked about, your feelings, and how your feelings can influence your decision based on how you use them.
Yeah.
It can either be negative or positive based on how you look at the situation.
Yeah.
And today, man, I cannot wait. We are getting ready to talk to you guys about focus. Oh my goodness. Focus. All right, so without further ado, you know how we like to start this thing, man. We are jumping into our first segment,
Sir.
the warm-up.
Yes, sir.
The warm-up. Every time I hear that, bro, I think about J. Cole. The warm-up.
Oh, dog, of course.
Warm-up. Hey, come on,
Dog,
man.
J. Cole, you know he's a trailblazer, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. That's my dude. If it's one concert I gotta go to, man, I gotta go to a Cole concert. I done missed two of
All
them
of
that came
them.
to my city. I had to work, bro.
Me too, bro. It's the same tour. So probably
It's
when
the
he was
same.
in Dallas, you were working, and when
Exactly.
he was in St. Louis, I was working, bro.
Yup, because I remember we talked about that.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to Cole, man. That's
Yeah.
definitely one of my favorite artists all
Yes, sir.
time. But anyway, the warm-up, man, without further ado, Jay, go ahead, man. Get the people something.
Yeah, man. So my week, man, it's been long, dog. It's been a long week, bro. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, bro. I'm finding myself in places where it's hard to keep my eyes open. I'm trying to keep my eyes open, and I'm going to sleep. Like, dog, how do I get to sleep? Like, I'm intentionally I'm trying to keep my eyes open. How am I going to sleep?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? This is like a muscle memory building season, right? This season is going to be tough because we're shedding off the old version of ourselves. There was a lot of, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, like laziness. There was a lot of procrastination. There was a lot of even lack of vision or focus, bro. There was a lack of focus. And so, you know, that made its mark on our life. You know, it made its own muscle memory in our life, you know. So, you know, we're putting
Right.
on this new version, putting on the new man, you know, biblically speaking. And so we about to get accustomed to this new grind, bro, and we about to get in shape, you know. So
For sure.
we're going to keep it short because, you know, your boy can go on a rant for like 3 hours. So, you know what I'm saying? How was your
Hey.
week, bro?
Hey, man, I know exactly how you feel, bro, because I was editing that audio for the last one. I was like, bro, it's like 3 episodes in this one
On me.
recording
On
session,
me.
bro.
On me.
But no, man, my week has been, it's been phenomenal, man. It's a lot going on. I
sure.
gave y'all a little sneak peek. Your boy might have been hopping back in the dating scene, so.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I got a girlfriend now. You know what I'm saying? So don't try me.
Don't try
You
him.
feel me?
Don't
Don't
try
try
him.
now. Nah, man, but no, everything's going good, man. I really found a new gear for myself. I found a new gear for myself. Something else to motivate me, to push me in a different capacity, man. And I'm honestly, bro, I am super. What I say all the time, I'm super excited,
Yes, sir.
bro,
Yep.
about what's getting ready to
That might
happen,
you just
man.
might have to put that on a shirt, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna get that mug on a shirt. Super excited.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not just excited.
Super.
I'm super excited.
Where's
Hey,
my
man.
super suit? I don't know why that just
Hey,
comes to
bro,
my
my
mind.
favorite. I know this is like we still in the warm up. You know what I'm saying? So we can say whatever.
For sure. For sure.
But man, my favorite superhero, dog. I don't know why, bruh, but Superman just hit different for me.
Right, no, for real.
Superman, when I think of superhero, like he is the quintessential.
Man, who is my
SAT
favorite
word.
superhero, dog?
Quintessential superhero, Superman.
I don't have one, bro. I literally don't have a
favorite.
If I wanted to watch anybody, if I was just like, yo, I'm geeked.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have to just be the whole squad of Avengers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole team. Thor. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. Thor is kind of hard, bro.
Yeah, no, Thor is that dude.
I rock with
for
Thor.
real.
I rock with
Can't
Thor.
nobody pick up the hammer.
Thor, Superman. Well, you gotta think. Ultron picked that mug up.
Oh, see, because
And
I only
then-
watched the first movie, bro.
Bruh, you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there.
Okay.
Ultron
Yes,
picked
sir.
that mug up. Captain America picked that mug up.
Captain America
bruh.
picked that joke up.
Hey, I ain't gonna spoiler alert. I ain't gonna give.
So if anybody ain't seen this, it's not a spoiler alert because you should have been
Hey.
seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I ain't
I'm sorry
seen
for
it.
you. I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, nah,
But
my big cousin will
man.
be very disappointed. I'm sorry,
Nah,
cousin.
you good, man. You good. You good. Man, I really like that we keeping it lighthearted on this thing, man. I'm really starting to feel more comfortable hopping on and recording, and definitely starting to feel more comfortable knowing that the people that are listening to this are developing a connection with us.
For sure.
So shout out to y'all, man. Those A1 since day one listeners. Yeah. So you know what I mean. Thank you guys for being here, and we genuinely appreciate you
From the bottom of my heart, for real.
Absolutely.
For real.
So yeah, man, I definitely think that my week has been great. But let's go ahead and exit this session. I feel pretty warm, man.
Sure.
How much time can he spend on the intro? Feeling like Drake.
Right.
We don't need that much time on the intro. Honestly, I'm ready to jump into that next section, bro.
I'm ready
All right,
to.
so.
Sure.
All right, let's jump into our next section. This next section is called "What Are You Listening To?" And I feel obliged to give y'all a disclaimer. The "What Are You Listening To" segment is more than just what you listen to.
Right.
We call it "What Are You Listening To?" because that's one of the main ways that we take in information. But it's about all of the different ways that you perceive information. So your eyes and your ears, and so.
Shoot, even your mouth. If you bashing on some good food, it could speak to you. If you ever ate some food and God just started speaking to you, like you know what I'm saying?
Even your nose, bro.
Right,
you come across
dog for real though.
some
Real
food
talk.
that's just like
Real talk. Because
I think
you can smell a smell and then it'll take you all the way back to a different place where you was at, and then you start
take you
in
back.
your head thinking about certain things. So yeah, it's everything, bro. What you smelling, bro? Like,
man, I promise you. Smells are real. It's an association thing. But no, man, what are you allowing into your receptors, right? Your eyes, ears, your nose, your mouth, whatever the case may be. What are you taking in? So what are you listening to? Jay, go ahead, man. Get the people something.
Yeah, man. I've really been on the gospel music flow heavy. You know, I think it took a back seat because I listen to a lot of my gospel music while I'm driving. And because of the quarantine being, you know what I'm saying, in the house, I didn't have a habit of listening to gospel music just at the crib. You know, if I'm cleaning, you know, sometimes. But now that my job has called me into work to work, it's about a 25-minute drive to work. So, you know, that's plenty of time to just get into a little gospel flow. You know, maybe 3 songs. You know, gospel songs be like 8 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? But, dog, I listened to a throwback by Fred Hammond called "Take My Hand."
Whoo!
And that when we're talking about you can get taken back to a whole memory, bro. This song took me back all the way to when we were living in Lubbock, and I was driving to Papa John's for work in the in the yellow, I think Mazda.
Yes, Bumblebee.
Yes, sir.
And the RX-8.
Yes, sir. And I just remember that I couldn't. And last week we were talking about feelings, right? I couldn't process my feelings. I couldn't really understand that. My depression started before I came back home. My depression was actually while I was in Lubbock, but I couldn't put my finger on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't dealing with my feelings, bro. I was suppressing them. I was using it. I was coping with drinking, smoking. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't even acknowledging it. But that song always broke me down. And it would be a good breakdown. Like if I got broken down like on my way to work, I would be energized by the time I got into work. But it talks about breakthrough. And he says, and my spirit and my soul will say yes. And the choir is just like, yes. And they're like, yes. And he's like, take my, bro. So it's one of those things,
I know exactly
bro,
what you're talking about.
And it's one of those things where it's just like, I was crying out to God, take my hand. My spirit says yes. Breakthrough, breakthrough, hold me, hold me, hold me.
Yeah.
And I would break down in that song every single time. But I didn't understand that the Spirit of God was calling out, was trying to speak on behalf of me. You know what I'm saying? Saying, take me out of this. The Spirit was not happy where it was at. It was crying for a breakthrough. And as I was listening to the song on my way to work, I don't know if I felt this way or the Spirit was leading me to feel this way, but I'm like, yo, I wanna listen to this song again because I want another breakthrough. I might not see what I'm in right now. I might not see the mess I'm in right now. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm working to try to be the best version I can be, but I don't really know the mess that I'm in right now. And I probably won't be able to see it until I'm out of it. And so I'm just praying like, God, give me a breakthrough. I want to be surprised about where I was at. You know what I'm saying? In 2020 versus 2023. I want to look back and be like, wow, God, what a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? And so another song that I want to put into my rotation again is Even Now by William McDowell and I want to say Tasha Cobbs. Even now. He said, even now you are here. Even now you are moving.
I know exactly what song you're talking about. I can't remember if it's Tasha Cobbs on there though.
I think.
But I know what you mean.
Or Kira Shear. One of them. Only two sisters that I know can blow like that,
One
dog.
of them that be up there in the rafters.
Yes, dog. But
yeah, man.
Even now you are moving. Even now you are healing. Even now. Even now.
Right.
And like I said, even though I feel like I'm trying to press forward, even though I feel like I'm trying to be the best version that I can be, even in this, you are healing me. Even in this, you're trying to make me better. Even in this, you're molding me and shaping me into the individual that can touch the hearts, can lead a group of people, can have you know what I'm saying? Whatever he would have for me to do. You know what I'm saying? But even now, you are moving, you know? And so, dog, that's what I've been listening to, bro. For real, what you been listening to?
That's what's up, man.
Yes,
my playlist been a little bit different, man. I sent you the playlist that I have.
Yeah, sure.
But Bethel Music, man. Shout out to Bethel Music.
I need to check them out.
Always come through, man.
Yeah.
But they got this song called Champion. And I don't know, those of you that don't know, I'm located in Dallas. You're located in
St. Louis,
Missouri. And so we are not near each other,
at all,
right? But man, I go to this thing called Social Dallas, where one of the local churches puts on out here. Shout out to Pastor Robert and Taylor Madu, pastors at Social Dallas. They are excellent, man. And ever since I started going there, it's just been phenomenal. COVID tried to shut everything down, but we're going to be back. Right. But no, man, I've been super adamant about listening to this song, man, because they finally put it on iTunes. It's called Champion by Bethel Music and Dante Bowe. Oh, my goodness, man. Sir. When that song comes on, it does something to me because it reminds me who God is, right? It tells me that you are my champion, right? Yeah. Like every time you move, giants fall. You know what I'm saying? Every time I open my mouth, a miracle breaks out. Every time I raise my voice, lift my voice to you, walls come tumbling down. And it empowers me to a point where it's like, yo, it doesn't matter what's going on, bro. I listen to that mug in the morning and it gets me so amped because it's like, why am I even worried? Right. I got the goon of all goons on my side.
The goat of all goats.
You know what I'm saying?
The goatist.
make you feel like, yo, I can do anything, right? Bro, yeah. And so, yeah, bro. So that's definitely one thing I've been listening to. Yeah. Another thing, man, I kind of shared it with you. There's this book that I'm reading. It's called Disciplines of a Godly Young Man.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'll try to add a link in the description below for sure. For anybody that wants to take a look at that book. But phenomenal. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. This ain't for the fresh Christian, right? This was somebody that's trying to take it to that next level, right? If you need a book that's for like a fresh, like I'm just trying to get into this thing, hit me up. I'll give you something. Right. But this book, man, is pushing me, right, to not just be like, okay, surface level, like, okay, I'm saved. right? Like, no, it's pushing me to, do you want to live a righteous life? Do you want to live a disciplined, intentional lifestyle? And dog, I share some of those things with you, man, and it's kind of been shaping my mental this week. I'm in the chapter in the section that talks about mental discipline, right?
Yeah.
And it's two parts. Mental discipline. One talks about the discipline of refusal. So refusing to allow certain things in. This is the What Are You Listening To segment. So this is perfect. Refusing to allow certain things into your mind, right? Making sure you pay attention to what are you watching on TV. Making sure that you're paying attention to, you know, what are you actually listening to when you're walking around? Like, what are the conversations that you're having, right?
Yeah.
And being intentional about those things. The second part was feeling, right? So not allowing things in and being intentional about what you do let in. And I'm thinking of a Bible verse.
Oh, yes.
And this is going to take me right into, I ain't trying to jump into the forge at all.
Bro, but we can, you know what I'm saying? The content is bottomless, dog. So look,
It's
what do we
bottomless.
say? Content crazy, G.
Content crazy. But no, I want to give you this. I believe it's Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And the only reason that that's significant is what gets into your heart, right? So we talk about what are you listening to segment. What do you perceive? What are you taking in? If I'm taking in junk, then that's what's going to flow out of my heart, right? And Jesus talks about it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out. Sure. And so it's like,
but it's what you like. Okay, but let's go on that, bro, because it's like, okay, if you drink nothing but water and you throw up, what are you gonna throw up, bro? Like, what is gonna come out of you is that water, bro.
Water.
And so it's like, yeah, it's all right. I don't want to like contradict Jesus, but it's the same thing, bro. It's what's coming out of you. It's the actions that come out of you. So if you're only filling yourself with the Word of God, if you're only filling yourself with the things that are pure, your actions are gonna be the things, and that's what God is judging you by. Is how are you living your life? You know what I'm saying?
And it's the same concept with like, bro, even just in everyday life. Like you wanna have this beach body, right? You have this goal of having this certain type of figure, but you taking in junk food, right? What do they say? Working out is 80% what you eat. Like you can work hard as much as you want, but you'll only reach 20% until you change your diet, switch up what you're intaking. You're not gonna see the results that you want to see. You know what I mean? You will hit a ceiling at some point. You know what I mean? So making sure that I'm intaking a lot of the right things is one of those mental disciplines of being a godly young man. There's no way that I can not take in the Word of God, not take in prayer time, not take in, worship and expect to grow spiritually. Spiritual growth, man, is something that has become a dead art amongst many Christians, man. And I think that it's something that we definitely have to get back to. It's like, okay, this is just for me, right? I don't want to settle with just knowing that, okay, I'm saved. Like, that's not all that God has for me.
Yeah, not at all.
Bible, they call him in the Bible the Lord and Savior, right? Most people look at him as just the Savior, but no, he's the Lord of my life, meaning that he leads me in all of the decisions I make. He leads me in the way in which I move, the way in which I live my life here on earth. My eternity doesn't start when I die. Eternity starts from the minute that I accept him as my Lord and Savior, that he died on the cross for me. So, man, I ain't trying to get too hyped into that thing. But that book, bro, has me on another level, man. Being intentional about what I'm allowing into my life. Absolutely. All right, without further ado, man, we told y'all we was going to talk about focus, and we kind of almost there anyway. So without further ado, let us jump into the meat, the best part of the podcast, the forge, man, the forge. So, Jay, I'm going to throw it to you, man. Focus. We're talking about focus, man.
Hey, you
ever
seen the Warriors play and Curry will see Clay open and Clay will be open and you pass it right back to Curry? Because I was about to do the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you want me to take it, it's cool. It's cool.
I'll take it if you need me to.
Take that money then. You know what I'm saying? How fast
I bet. All right, so we started talking about, we started this season off talking about decisions, right? Make your decision, right? And then we moved into the feelings of it, right? Because when you make a decision, things aren't always just going to be A-okay, right? You make a decision, so you committed to something. But what happens when things change? What happens when the mood that you set it in changes, right? How do you deal with that? And we learn that there is power in your feeling if you learn to control it. That's what separates the greats from the average, the greats from the regular, right? Is being able to use your emotions to fuel you while you have it, and then using that commitment, man, to stick with that thing when you don't have that extra boost. So yeah, man, I genuinely love this topic of focus because I feel like it encapsulates both of those things, right? When I think of focus, I think of one, clarity, and two, attention.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when you say focus, clarity, you talk about, you think of like, what are those things that they use, like to check your eyes? I ain't never had my eyes checked. I got 20/20.
All right,
I ain't trying to stun on nobody.
Yeah, bro, your boy over here blind as a goat. I don't even know if goats can, if they blinded.
But
no, I know what you're talking about. Everybody know what you're talking about. Keep going.
Yeah. And so there's this thing. I don't want to get too nerdy on y'all, man. I like science, but there's a focal point, right? Meaning that there's a specific point on every magnifying glass, on every set of glasses. On you can pick a random piece of glass. There's a focal point, right? Any of y'all that used to be outside burning ants as a kid, you're terrible. But but no, man, I definitely, there's a focal point on anything that you do, right? Your eye itself has a focal point. Why? Because there's a lens in front of it, right? And what we have to understand is that in life, there is a sweet spot, right, of where our focus should be, right? And me as a Christian male, my focus has to be on God, right? My focus has to be on what do you want from me, right? If I don't wake up with that focus, my depth perception is off, right? And I can look at life all types of just jacked up, blurry, be running into stuff. Dog. And I want to read this, bro. I want to read this because the way that you focus, man, is all based on how much light you see, right? So focal, you talk about clarity, the things that you can see. Your sight is based off of the light, right? The light reflecting back. So if you're not walking in light, dog.
That's too deep for the intro. That's why we in the forge.
Hey, let me read this, man. And I read this. I know we've been talking about Proverbs. Those of you that have been following with us, Proverbs is jam packed, and I'll get into a little bit of that later. But I want to read this, man. It says Proverbs 4. I've been stuck in Proverbs 4, man. I keep going back to it. I'll go forward, but I keep going back. But Proverbs 4, verse 18, it says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. But the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They don't know what makes them stumble."
So that's the end of the podcast. Have a good day, y'all. See y'all next week.
First of all, let me explain something to you. If you can't understand the significance of walking in light versus darkness, this may be a little bit too deep for you, right? But if you ever been in your house at night and you trying to go downstairs or trying to go to the kitchen and get some water, and you trip and stumble on something in the hallway or something like that, then you understand the significance of what light can do for you. It will literally show you the way that you need to go in order for you to achieve what you want to achieve. So it's like, yo, where is the light at? For me, that light is Jesus Christ. That light is God. He's the one that shows me every single step that I need to take, man. Proverbs, Psalms, they're jam-packed with examples and imagery of God being this light, like a lamp unto our feet. This guide that shows us the right path to walk on, man. I don't know how many times Proverbs says path. Walk on this right path. And it's something that's so crucial is to understand, like, yo, I need to be able to see where I'm going, right? The Bible equates us as sheep. And what do sheep do? They follow. So if you got a good shepherd, you know that shepherd is not going to lead you to no path with bushes and thorns and have you bushwhacking through all it. No, he's going to lead you on the path that's easy to get to beside the still waters, that'll lead you to the green pastures, right? And so understanding, where is your light? Who is your shepherd? And that right there, focus, clarity, right?
Yeah.
If you got something, you can go, but bro, I promise you.
If you, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we Steph and Clay, bro. You know what I'm saying? When Steph hot, you keep it with Steph, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, dog. I feel you. So look, and I want you to understand something. So the other part of focus that really hit me was attention. Where is your attention?
Sure.
Focus, right? Your attention span. What is your mind set on, right? And I read a Bible plan earlier that was talking about focus. And there's a guy named, I think his name is Simeon. And he was an older gentleman, spent all his time in the synagogue, basically spent all his time in the church. Yeah. And the only reason that he spent all his time in the church is because he had been told that he was going to see the Messiah before he died, right? And he was so focused, right? He was so focused on making sure that he did not miss that moment. Wow. My dude spent all of his time there to a point where he was an old man. Yeah. And finally, they bring the baby Jesus in there to him. And dude is just like, yo, I've seen your salvation, Lord. Like, you can take me now. Like, my life is complete, right? Everything that you said that you had for me, like, has been fulfilled right now. And so I want to talk to y'all, like, not even if you're not spiritual, like, this doesn't have to be on a spiritual tip. Where is your attention, right? Because if you can't focus on what you say that you want, you will never see it. You will miss it every single time. And this is something that I genuinely believe in, man, because there's so many of us that have dreams, goals, aspirations, that want things out of life, but we can't sit down and focus long enough for us to actually get in there. I love my dog, Sasha, man. I have a Husky by Senji Mix. She has an extremely strong hunting drive, right? Yeah. Like she likes to hunt. She likes to see little small animals. Yeah. And the thing of it is the longer you allow her to look at something, the more focused she gets, right? The more locked in she gets. Yeah. And so I have to be intentional. Like, if I don't want her focusing on that, I have to snap her out of that. Wow. Right?
It's getting deep.
But if it's something that I want for her to focus on, it's like, yo, I'm going to let you sit right there. I'm not going to distract you. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do any of this, man. There's a story of when we were in Lubbock, man. She got one of them ducks at the apartment.
I literally was just thinking about that, bro.
She got one of them ducks at the apartment complex we were at. We was out there hanging out. And I told her, I said, look, you see the duck? And she's like zoned. Zoned in, man, like locked in. And I didn't think she was honestly going to get there. Dog, I let her go. She was like 10 feet away from the duck before they even realized she was on them. And, bruh, it was feathers everywhere. I was like, no, this
like
is
a
not,
cartoon, dog.
Like, I'm finna get sued. I didn't think she was going to. I thought they was going to fly away.
Yeah, right,
but, nah, man, I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to miss it. Your attention. Where is your attention at, right? And see, this is what the Holy Spirit does. The same way that I was whispering in her ear, look, do you see the duck over there? Do you see that over there? The Holy Spirit does the same thing with us. Look, do you see this opportunity over here? I know this looks cute, right? I know you want to walk around and play in the pond and do all of these different things. But if you focus right there is exactly what you need. The Holy Spirit does the same exact. He whispers in your ear. He's not going to force you. Right? He's just going to whisper and speak to your heart. Hey, this is what I have for you. Right? This is what I need from you. And if you focus on it, you'll get it. I promise you'll get it. And they'll pick the right time for you to go and get it. But it's all about your attention, right? And knowing his voice. And so I want to give this little side note, right? Because the enemy, there's always the negative opposition, right? So even if this isn't spiritual, go ahead, bro.
Okay,
go ahead.
Because you was talking, bro, and when you were saying it the first time, like I was like, bro, this is both sides, bro. It's like the cartoons, bro. Like Tom and Jerry, you see the devil on one side and you see the angel on the other side. It's like, okay, which one you gonna listen to? One is you have an opportunity to lock in on something. One is gonna let you lock in on something, and the other is gonna let you lock in on something. And then they're gonna let you know, go for it. And while you were speaking, bro, you were saying how you noticed that Sasha would lock in on something. And if it was something that you did not want her to lock in on, what would you do?
Snap her out of it. Yep.
What does the enemy do? I find a lot of times is that when you're trying to lock in on something good that he doesn't want you to lock in on, what does he do? He brings in a distraction. It can be as simple as,
come on, man.
It could be as simple as somebody asking you, hey, can you go run to the store for me? Right as you're about to spend time in the word, right as you're trying to spend time in prayer. Or it could be as simple as, like, God, I'm doing a fast today. and all of a sudden we arguing out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the enemy likes to say, oh, you are focused on the things of God. You're focused on the things that are going to make you better. You're focused on the things of light, bro. Light, literally. And so what the enemy does as a distraction, he tries to turn off the light. He tries to make sure that you're in the dark, bro. He tries to make sure that you're stumbling on something that you don't know what the next step is to take. And the best way to confuse a person on the next step to take is by shutting off the light, is by causing a distraction. There's been many times, bro, especially on Texas Tech's campus, bro, if you walking and you paying attention to where you're walking, it's very hard to stumble on one of them bricks. But you just be in a conversation, that brick gonna take your life, bro. Like,
take you out.
It's gonna take you out of the game, dog. And
dog, you remember freshman year when I had them crutches, bro? R.I.P. to my ankle, dog. I thought I was a skateboarder, fam. I thought I was a skateboarder, but I was not paying attention.
Dog,
and that brick caught me off guard.
Exactly,
so
bro.
Exactly what you're talking. When you're not paying attention, bro, it is so easy to fall, man. But keep going, bro. Keep going, because you are hitting it on the head.
Exactly, bro. And so it's being intentional. So it's like while you're skateboarding, bro, and it's so easy, bro, and it's so innocent. Like, it's not like you're intentionally even trying to do any harm to yourself. Like, you're not trying to be meticulous or manipulative, like, while you're skateboarding, bro. You probably was just, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But you probably was just enjoying the scenery, bro. Like, you was probably vibing to your music, bro. You had a focus of, like, I'm trying to get to class or something like that. Like, your mind was on things other than the steps that you were taking or the path that was in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Your mind wasn't on the stumbling blocks. It wasn't on the things that could cause you to fall on the way. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of times the enemy, but this is the beautiful part about the enemy. The enemy is only so strong. Right. And Jesus says, and this is the victory that has overcome the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've come into the world to give you light. I've come into the world to give you life, and that life more abundant. So I've already overcome the world. Every trial, every tribulation, every temptation, every fault, every low point. Even if you make your bed in the depths of hell, there I am with you, bro, because he's overcame everything. So it's like, as much as the enemy wants to distract, as much as he wants to come and cause havoc, it only has so much strength if your focus is on the things that are more important to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, let's put it practically, bro, right? Me and Sasuke, bro, that's my dog. Literally, that's my dog. That's my dog. So that's my dog. But yeah, bro, so that's literally my dog, like 4 legs and everything. But like, okay, so if I'm cooking, bro, and if I drop food, he gonna know exactly where that food is at. I can say, no, back up, Cage, go to your bed, go lay down, back up, move. As soon as I leave, I've refocused, like I've reshifted his direction, like I've distracted him, like I've taken his mind off of it. He knows what he's waiting for. And so that's what happens. Like, God in this instance is the food that fell. And so even if the enemy is like, no, back up, go do something else. In the core of his mind, he worried about that food. You know what I'm saying? And so at the core of your mind, the focus, that focal point, bro, and that's what you was hitting the head on, is that focal point is so essential to your success, because if you have a focal point, even when there's things that happen that are not a part of the plan, because you have a focal point, you know which direction to get back up and stand and face. Right. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you get spun around 3 times in a circle, you dizzy and you discombobulated, but you're following the North Star or you're following the moon. All you got to do is get back in line and say, okay, the moon is this way. I'm heading this way. I'm following the North Star this way. The North Star ain't going to be this way. So as long as you got a focal point, no matter what happens, you can get right back in line and get to that point that you're trying to.
And you're hitting it on the head. But let's take it even a step further, deeper than where we're at, right?
For sure.
Why is that your focal point, right? And it goes back to your focal point is set based off of your attention span. Right? Yeah. So you ever seen a camera that can adjust?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
It depends on what it's pointing at, yes, right? Sir. If it's further in the distance, it's going to adjust a little bit. Those ones that autofocus, it's going to adjust a little bit. Why? Because the focal point needs to be a little bit further. And so it will adjust. If it's something that's closer, it's going, you know what I mean?
Yes,
to get to where it needs to be.
Yes, sir.
And that's exactly what is happening. So Sasha, right? She may be focused on this squirrel that's running by right here, right?
For sure.
But when she hears my voice, her attention immediately snaps to me. Why? Because her biggest thing is her relationship with me, right? I understand that I've grown with this person from infancy, right? I have a connection with this person that he's never going to not give me everything that I need, right? Now, I may want to chase this right here, but if he says no, I'm going to sit right here and I'm not going to go. Why? Because I know that he's going to take care of me no matter what, right? And if I don't go over there, I'll be all right. Now, you might look as it's running away, but I know that as soon as we keep walking, it's over for her, right? Once it's gone, and that's it. Right. And we have to get to a point where we're the exact same way with our dream, man. Distractions are going to come. Right. And even when we were talking about feelings, just to tie it all in, when your feelings come at your way, what are you focused on? Are you focused on what the feelings can produce, or are you focused on what hurt it caused? Right. Are you focused on how it actually felt? And that right there is the crucial thing. What is your attention actually on? Like when we start talking about purpose and pursuing dreams, what is your why? What are you focused on? Then you can use your feelings to push you towards what you want.
Let's get on that one real quick, bro, because I was at the gym yesterday and this set was 3 sets of 20, bro. And I was gonna ask you, which one do you think is harder? Like the 5 sets of 5 when you gotta exert a lot of strength, or the 3 sets of 20 where you just gotta crank it out? And they're probably both equally as like intense, like based on how you pushing yourself. But I think the 3 sets of 20 are the most painful. The 5 sets of 5 are the most exhausting. Like you gotta exert the most energy. Right. But as far as pain, but the beautiful part about it is people who are working out have associated pain with growth. Like you know, when you feel that pain, you're growing. So when you feel sore, you're happy. You're excited about that pain. And that's so a level of success that we can get to is to say, yo, these feelings I feel, let's go. This hurt that I feel, let's go. This tiredness I feel, let's go. Let's use that. Because whatever this tiredness is, whatever this pain is, whatever this confusion is, let's go. Let's use it. Because all I know is that I'm going to get better. As long as I'm doing the best that I can do, if I fight and give my 100% best effort through my tiredness, if I give it the best effort I got through my depression, I can only get better. I can only grow. I can only get to that place. But you have to be able to say that the pain is just a part of the process, but the focal point when I'm working out, bro, the pain is not the part that I'm worried about. I'm like, okay, I want to finish the set. I want to be done. Like I want to drop the weights and be done, but I'm not going to drop it until I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to quit on it early. I don't want the pain to stop early because if the pain stops early, I didn't get as much.
The growth stops early.
Exactly.
If the pain stops early, the growth stops early. We got to get to a point where we recognize this pain is going to produce something in my life. I'm not finna quit and sell myself short and rob myself of everything. Like I've already put myself through a certain level of pain. I'm going to push it to the max and make sure that I get everything out of it and that this pain produces something. Bro, while you were talking, James 1:2 start ringing in my head. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Come on. Dog, come on, man. It says it right there. Bro, the Bible is so clear. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. Dog, don't be worried about everything that comes with it. Where's your focus at? Where's your focus at? My focus is on what? The thing that God wants me to do. The reason I'm here right now. Bro, can I tell you? Earlier when we were editing, I want to give a example for you guys so that y'all can see what it is that we're talking about. Bro, it's my little brother's birthday today, right? Yes, sir. Little bro's birthday today. We're not blood brothers, but we grew up together, you know what I mean? Sure. It's his birthday. They've been calling me all day. Hey, bro, what you doing? We trying to go hang out. We trying to go get food. We trying to do this, that, and the other. Hey, bro, I love you, but I got to get this audio edited. I got to get this audio edited. My focus is on what? This. My girl called me. Look, hey, I get it. We just started dating again. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just started dating, so it's like we want to talk all the time, this, that, and the other. Look, I care about you, boo. I do. But at the end of the day, this my purpose, I can't sleep on that.
But okay,
this is where my focus is at.
Because, bro, are they still gonna be there when you're done? Are they still gonna love me?
And this is the thing. I can't worry about that, right? If you choose to leave because I'm pursuing purpose, then that's you.
Right.
I can't.
And that determines where they are in terms of respect and relationship with you.
If you can't rock with that, right, I'm not gonna slow down the pace that I'm at, right, to try and carry somebody with me. And that's the thing about a helpmate. That's the thing about the people that you run with, accountability partners, homies, friends, girlfriends, spouses, all of these different things. You can't run with everybody because everybody can't keep up with your pace. And if you find somebody that you running at a certain pace and you having to slow down and hey, catch up, that ain't it, right? You need somebody that can run alongside you, that understands what God's purpose is in your life, dog. And that's the beautiful thing about God-given relationships. But no, man, my focus is on what?
Another podcast.
It is, bro. That's a whole nother podcast. But my focus is on what? My focus is on God. Right? And if I'm chasing him, the people that I need around me are gonna be around me. Bro, the reason that we are still rocking with each other is because at every stage of our journey as friends, we've been at the same stage. We've been running, chasing, pursuing at the same level, man. And we made it here to where we at to this day, man.
And God is
people made here a long way. Yes, and I'll say this. People have heard about our stories and heard about, everything that we've done up until this point, man. But hey, I feel like Zacardi Cortez sometimes. You don't know what I've been through, right? For real. You don't. I can give you a glimpse into it, but you don't understand what I fought for.
The minutes, the seconds.
What I fought for this purpose. What I fought for this focus. Like my relationship with God.
This focus that I have today.
I fought for this thing. And you got me messed up if I'm finna lose it because you want to go kick it for your birthday.
Hey, say it one more time,
you got me messed up if I'm finna lose it. Because you want to sit on the phone for 24 seconds.
You preaching to me, bro. Keep talking.
Bruh,
you talking
I'm just
to me.
saying.
You talking to me,
I'm just saying, man. Where's my focus at, right? And this is the thing. This is why I was so amped about this thing, dog. Because everything that we were talking about, you made your decision, right? And you understand, like, things aren't always going to be the same, but you have to be able to learn how to use it. Now it's putting it all together. And how do you put it all together? How do you stick to the decision that you made? How do you use your fuel, your pain for fuel? How do you do all of those things? It's because of your focus. You got to be locked in. You got to be locked in on what your purpose is, on what it is that you need to do. Bro, John the Baptist. I'm sorry, bro. I'm going in.
Go in.
John the Baptist, bro. John the Baptist was so cold.
My dude.
Dog, I feel like Steph right now. Hey, John the Baptist, bro, was so cold. He was like, it don't matter what I eat. It don't matter what I wear. My dude was out there wearing camel skins and eating locusts. He was eating grasshoppers. Why? Because he said, all I need is something to sustain me so that I can do the work that I need to do. They were like, who are you? Are you the Messiah? He said, nah, bro, I'm not even worthy to tie Jesus' shoes when he come. But I promise you, y'all gonna see somebody that's so much greater than me.
So much sweeter.
And when you see him, you'll know. So let me fulfill my purpose. And not too long after he pulled up, my dude was out of there. He was gone. Right? Yeah. If you look at it the wrong way, bro, Steven, I'm sorry, bro. The supply is bottomless.
Yeah,
dog.
keep
the
going,
supply
bro.
is bottomless.
Just keep chopping, bro.
Steven.
Keep going.
Steven, dog. Steven looked at it and was like, look, let me explain something to y'all. This is why Jesus came. This is why y'all can't say. And he started going off. But his focus was on, right? Yes, he got to a point where they weren't trying to hear what he was trying to say. They got to a point where they were getting ready to stone him. Yeah. My man, stone-faced, stood there right in front of the opposition. Lifted his eyes up, saw the glory of God with Jesus sitting at his right hand and said, God, commit my soul into your presence. Yes, right? And not only did he say that, he looked out at the crowd, but I believe that his focus was not even on him. His focus was past them. We talking about focal point. He wasn't looking at them no more. He was looking at God. His focus was on love. His focus was on the glory that comes after. And my man looked at them and said, God, forgive them. Don't hold this sin against them. They don't know what they're doing. His focus was different. I'm telling you, man, when you get to a point where you realize that your focus is different, my focus is different. Like you can't shake me because my focus is on something else. You can't rock me because my focus is on something else. I'm locked in and ain't nothing gonna stop me. I promise you, ain't nothing gonna stop me, dog.
I need
take this microphone from me, dog.
No, keep it, dog.
Take this mic from me, bro. I promise you.
You know what I'm saying? I throw up a couple buckets, bro.
Go ahead, dog.
I'm scared because I might not be able to hold it like you just did. But dog,
you good, bro? Let me sit on the bench real quick.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Nah, bro. Okay, so we're talking about a goal. We're talking about a dream. We're talking about a purpose, right? And in the grand scheme of things, people have their sights. Okay, and let's break it down, because people do have the thoughts of, okay, I want to make $100,000 a year. I want to make 300. I want to make enough to have a charity. I want to be able to open up a homeless shelter. Like, I want to be able to do the things of God. I want to heal. I want to prophesy. I want to do big things. Like, I want to do everything that the disciples and the apostles did. I want to do all of that. But you have to be mindful that you can't get to there unless you focus on today. You gotta understand that.
Say that.
It's something that builds up over time. It's not okay, I have my focus and I'm there today. Michael Jordan had to get cut from the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Michael Jordan had to go through college.
Yep.
Michael Jordan had to go through season after season after season after season before he ever won a championship. And after the first championship, it probably wouldn't be set in stone that he's the GOAT, right? So he had to win another championship and another. So it's step by step by step, accomplishment by accomplishment by accomplishment. And you can't get there until you can be disciplined enough to be focused on the day. Right? And the thing that you and me are getting more diligent about is calling each other what? Every day.
Every single day.
It's not and we would call each other every once in a while. Like, yeah, we're doing a good job, but we're chopping it up. And when we have a conversation, we have a fire conversation and we can feel the spirit. But now what are we doing? We're doing it every single day because we have an understanding of how valuable these 24 hours are. Right? And so you got to be locked in for 24 hours. Don't worry about the next 24 hours. Don't worry about the next week. Don't worry about the next month.
Come on.
Bro, and I was saying this on a phone call we had is, okay, I'm in a 12-week workout program. But unless I kill the workout that they have prescribed for me to have that day, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Unless I do it that day and then the next day and then the next day. And so the thing that I'm finding success in with my workout program is every single day I chase after it. And a lot of times I think we get our hopes up. We get so hyped and we get so excited about our goals and our dreams and our purpose. And bro, let's just look at our own life. We got so excited about the Iron File that we skipped ahead to trying to post a video every single day. Like, we wanted to be ET and them immediately. But you got to realize ET and them posted one video a week. And we started off posting a video every single day.
Every single week.
You know what I'm saying? And so, so I want to talk to the people who are the dream chasers. I want to talk to the people who are very ambitious. I want to talk to the people who have a goal and a dream and they want to work towards it. They're not lazy. They're not scared. They want it. They want to go get it. They know that they can go get it. They know what's out there. They know it's attainable. Take your focus to being intentional about every hour. Take your focus to be intentional about every task that you do. Take your focus to be intentional about, okay, what time am I going to wake up? What time am I going to cook for myself? What time am I going to leave? And be focused enough to say, I'm going to operate in excellence. So when I get to my job, I'm not going to get to my job on time. I'm going to get there 15 minutes before it's time. So then I can sit in my car and listen to gospel music a little longer. So I can sit and get my mind focused on the next objective, which is my job. Being locked in for the next objective. You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of times, if you can get to the place where you're just locked in for today, if you can get to the point where you can always be locked in, and that's what you said last week, the thing that made Michael Jordan a unicorn was he was always in the moment, present. In the moment. And so that was because he was locked in, focused on the future. Yes, he wanted to be the GOAT. He wanted to be the GOAT. He wanted to be the greatest, but he would have never got there if he was only focused on the greatness, if he was only focused on the accolades. He had to be locked in for practice. If you saw the videos, he was doing wind sprints. As the GOAT, he was in first place. As the GOAT, he was touching the line. As the GOAT, he was leading, bro. And that's, people want to be great and successful in front of the lights. They want to be great and successful on the podcast, bro. While the video is recording, while we're having our microphone recording, they want to be the GOAT now, bro. But you don't become the GOAT until you can actually do everything that you said you were going to do when nobody is watching. When nobody's going to give you an accolade. When you can't get a subscriber. You can't get a like for waking up on time, bro. You can't get a extra admirer for spending time in prayer, bro. Like, when you can do the things that you know is best and most expedient for you, that day and that moment at that present time, bro, you can have whatever you want.
You'll transcend. Dog, you hit so many good things on the head. I don't know how much time we gonna keep going, bro, but I definitely want to give y'all this before we do anything else, man. This is the thing that's had me, like, every single day. This is the thing that's been on my heart. I've read it every single day. Talk about being intentional, right? Every single day I've woke up with this. It's Proverbs 4. So I just read 18 through 19. Mm-hmm. The rest is 20 through 27. And I read 23 earlier. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from. But I want to read 20 through 27 and give y'all the entire scope of where my head has been at. And I pray that this helps somebody, man.
It will. It's helping me, dog. If you don't help nobody else but me, dog, you won.
Hey, man. So look, let me give y'all this synopsis, right? Because many people, Proverbs, what is that? I don't understand. So Proverbs is a part of a collection of wisdom books, right? And what I've learned is that the first, like, 7 to 9, probably, I think the first 7 is like Solomon or whoever's writing it is writing it to a young man, to their son. So this is perfect for any young man that's watching this. Yeah. And trying to get them to get their attention. I've noticed that the first 9 are all about focus, right? Paying attention, focus. Son, listen to my precepts. Listen to the things that I'm telling you. Hold on to them. Guard them in your heart, right? It's all about getting them to focus. And so I want to show you this. It says, my son, pay attention to what I say. Turn your ear to my words. Do not let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life to those who find them and health to one's whole body. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Keep your mouth free of perversity. Keep corrupt talk from your lips. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Give careful thought to the path for your feet, and be steadfast in all your ways. Do not turn to the right or the left. Keep your foot from evil. Dog, it's giving you all the keys right there. Look straight ahead. Look straight ahead.
Don't turn to the left hand. Don't turn to the right hand, dog.
Don't turn nowhere else. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the path. Make sure you look at where your feet are going. Be intentional with every single thing that you do. I promise you, it's giving you the keys to everything. Be intentional in your relationships, bro. Stop just floating. Set up boundaries for yourself. What do you actually want? And this is why I say that this topic is transcendent for any podcast that we do. Yes, sir. If you can't get anything else, figure out what you want. Yes, what do you want? That's going to tell you everything you need to know. Right, I promise you, it's going to tell you everything you need to know. So, man, figure out what it is that you actually want and chase it. Go get it. Go get it. And be intentional with every single thing that you do. I promise, man, you'll start to see a change and a difference in your life. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Straight keys. Oh my goodness. I feel like
this was a podcast.
Dog.
Oh, and by the way, I figured out who I want my superhero to be. Naruto.
Oh. That's cheating, bro.
I'll take Naruto over Superman.
That's
bro.
cheating. Hey, and you gotta edit out that face I just made because that mug was ugly. But nah, bro, that's cheating, bro. Because we start talking about that. If that's the case,
man,
you know what I'm saying? I might have to go with Minato. Minato. But Naruto, hey, we gonna have to. Naruto probably a little bit harder. We gonna leave that alone.
For sure.
We'll digress. My video went out on the phone, man. I ain't had no more storage, so we gonna, bro. This mug gotta upload. I have to chop it up or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Figure it out.
For sure.
But man, as we get ready to wrap this thing up, let's jump into our last section, the sharpening point. Jay, if you got something for the people, man, go ahead, give them something real quick.
Just be intentional every day. Yeah. If you can be intentional every single day, you're not going to be perfect. Mm-hmm. You know, your timeline might not necessarily be 100% in line, right? Like I have a schedule, but while I was at work a couple of days ago, my dad was like, hey, can you run to the store, grab some bread? And it was like a little list. So it wasn't like I could just run in and hop out, right? Mm-hmm. And even though you had that distraction, because I had a schedule, because I was intentional, right? Because I had a focal point of each segment of my day, I knew as soon as I came back from the store, I knew what was my next thing to go into. I might have been 15 minutes late, but I knew what my next segment was for the day. And when I got to there, I could focus and give all my energy, all my attention, all my effort to this one thing. And when you can become intentional about every single day, the rest is going to take care of itself, man.
Absolutely, man. For me, it's a collection of three things. Figure out what you want, prioritize the list, and then stay focused, man. Stay focused. What do you want? Figure out what takes precedence, like what's most important, and then go get it, man. I say that all the time, but I really, truly believe that is the key to living your best life, to being the best version of yourself. What do you want, man? What do you want? Sir. I say it all the time. What do you want? Sir. And then figure out what takes priority. Is your relationship with God first? Is your relationship with your family more important than your job? What takes precedence? What is important, right? Put those things in order from priority.
For sure.
Man.
My mom was frustrated this morning. I was about to be late to work today because family is way before work. I don't care about it. Like, I need to stop acting so like privileged or whatever, or you know what I'm saying. But dog, my mom was stressed. Like, she was stressed this morning, and I was like, dog, I don't care about being late to work. Like I said, I have in my schedule, right? I gave myself a 15-minute period to be at work on time, so I could take a little extra time with my mom and just talk to her, hug her, and hold her. You know what I'm saying? Just rub on her back. You know what I'm saying? But if family is your focal point, bro, make that your focal point. Go to late work
priority.
Bro, whatever you say you want,
go
spend
get
your
it.
energy and effort and go after that.
Absolutely, you know man. So that's my focal point, man. Spend your energy on it, man, and stay focused, man. This is probably one of my favorite podcasts.
Dog, it's my favorite, dog.
Because I know for me, man, I had a short attention span as a kid. So once I finally got to a place where I could have focus on something, it was like, yo, what is this new world I'm living in? Like, this is a whole new life experience. Like, and what is this?
That's the goal that we want for every person listening to this, is to experience a life that they didn't know that they could live, bro.
Right.
And for me, bro, I used to be lazy, and I'm gonna get off. It's the end of the podcast. We love y'all. We're gonna see y'all next week. But one of the dopest things for me, bro, is I used to enjoy being lazy, bro. And I got to the point where it's like, yo, now I enjoy being like productive. Right. Like, I enjoy doing something. I enjoy knowing that I'm being proactive. I enjoy knowing that I'm persevering. You know what I'm saying? And so we hope that you experience a new perspective.
Right.
We hope that you get a focus in this podcast. Set your mind on something. Set your sight on something in this podcast, and you're going to see how much your world is going to change when you can get locked in.
Absolutely. Hey, man, we might have to switch to nights if this how these podcasts going to keep rolling, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Well, whatever. Whatever works, bro.
I'm feeling
You're going to put a 50 on Friday nights, then we going on Friday nights. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Hey, dog, I enjoyed this so much. All right, let's get our salutations out the way, man. Thank you so much, everybody that's listening. Thank you guys for tuning in, no matter where you're listening from all the different platforms. If you're looking for us,
from
if you
all
have
over
questions,
the world,
from all over the world,
literally,
if you have questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate to comment, leave a review,
subscribe.
You can find us on any social media platform at The Iron File. We got it all, man, and we are here for you guys. We love y'all. Thank you guys for supporting the mission. You know our mission is sharpening the tools of life through conversation and collaboration. And we appreciate you guys for supporting the vision. As always, y'all stay sharp. We will holler at y'all later. Deuces.
Peace.
So I rebel. I resist. See, I know the race is won by those who still persist. I rebel. I can't give in, because he has prepared